Why, and they thought that they've been treated unfairly, but of course that was what had happened at the time. Finally, they get to win it. But you know what Mediama means?
I heard you tell anyone. My brother, right?
My brother, yes,
Yeah.
Mediama. Yes. Oh, now you are a true fan. But in England, which team do you support? In Europe?
Oh boy. I was going to say Chelsea, but...
Daryl, so every team that you support was almost relegated. Or now you moved to Manchester City.
Well, I'm still contemplating.
You're still contemplating.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be talking about Manchester
but there's
City's
this
victory.
team. Was it Tottenham Hotspur? They have a fan base here in Ghana. Is it?
All the clubs. Well, Tottenham Hotspur has a fan base in Ghana. Manchester United, which I support, also has a fan base in Ghana. There's a whole WhatsApp group for Manchester United fans. You understand. But this morning we're having another conversation about football. We're looking at Manchester City's victory and also looking at Mediama's victory.
Oh, yeah.
Already my people from the Western region are very excited.
It brings some freshness to the league, right, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, as far as Santi Kotoko and Aso folk, they are not part of the league anymore. Anyway, I'm a Kotoko fan. You can join us. Let's get interactive on Twitter. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Time now for the Joy Business Report with Daryl, Kwawu and the team.
Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, Ghana has a long way to go to restructure its over 400 billion cedi debt. We hear from rating agency Fitch as it expects a second round of domestic debt exchange program. Also, government to move all ministries, departments and agencies' accounts to the Bank of Ghana by end of year, a move expected to put pressure on commercial banks. And Ghanaian enterprises set to benefit from up to £1 million of investments by their counterparts in the United Kingdom. Details coming up. My name is Daryl. Thanks for being with us this Tuesday morning. Ghana has a long way to go to restructure its more than 400 billion cedi debt. That's a session by rating agency Fitch. According to the UK-based firm, there could be a second round of the domestic debt exchange program. Ghana is seeking to get debt relief of about $10.5 billion from external creditors for the next 4 years. Speaking on key credit stories of African sovereigns and banks, Senior Director in charge of emerging market economies at Fitch, Toby Ellis, said talks on external debt restructuring have kept long.
So far, the official creditor committee has not met, and so that's quite a big delay. It's not really obvious why there should be such a delay, given that it's just a sort of technical thing. They just have to meet. But, I guess news from the IMF, the noises from the IMF have been quite positive, and Ghana's 2023 budget sort of put forward some fiscal consolidation measures. So the IMF seem to be pushing pretty hard. But still, we haven't had the official creditor committee yet. So there's still quite a long way to go. Maybe the historic track record on the common framework of moving very slowly, maybe that's not a great guide. Maybe Ghana could be a bit different. But there's still quite a lot of work to do. And especially, as I mentioned, given that there might be more happening on the domestic debt front as well.
All right. You had Toby Ellis, Senior Director in charge of emerging market economies at Fitch. Now, all ministries, departments and agencies, as well as government statutory funds, will have their accounts moved to the Bank of Ghana by end of this year. This information captured in a document to the IMF as part of an expected treasury reform to be undertaken by government. George Afe has details.
The country's Financial Management Act actually requires government to operate a single treasury account at the Bank of Ghana. This is where all government cash, including monies received by covered entities, shall be deposited. Therefore, for some, it wasn't a surprise that this was captured in the document to the IMF as part of the expected treasury reforms that will be undertaken under the fund program. Launched in 2017, the single treasury account is expected to aid proper management of government's accounts and monitoring. Government in the document to the IMF revealed that enforcing this requirement will support effective management of government finances. It will also bring a lot more transparency in management of government accounts. But for some, this policy will come with its own shocks for the market. This is because most of these commercial banks depend on deposits coming from these ministries, departments and agencies as a major revenue source. So moving these accounts in these challenging times would not be good for some of these commercial banks.
Georgia, Phil, with that report. Now, economist Dr. Patrick Isuming has challenged claims by the International Monetary Fund country representative Dr. Leandro Medina that it has secured the required buy-in from all social actors, including organized labor. According to him, that cannot be the case, as TUC and GUTA have all expressed reservations about some of the conditions for the bailout. Take a listen to him.
The fact that in their mission visit, they consult with all these groups to mean that people have bought into it. You know, when he gave details, what he's saying is that in their visits, they consult all these stakeholders and they get their perspective. So I'm not sure at what point government secured this buy-in from all these stakeholders. Not necessarily through buy-in, but the government managed to get them passed and then it's implemented. You might have heard GUTA complaining that they want a review of those taxes at the media review. So the government has been able to get some of the difficult actions done.
Dr. Isuming has also been reacting to Moody's upgrade for Ghana, saying it is a major signal to the investor community.
On one hand, yes, but don't forget that CAA3 is still a very low ranking. It's not that suddenly we are looking, our debt is, it hasn't changed the fact that we still can pay our debts. In fact, we haven't even concluded the restructuring, especially.
That was economist Dr. Patrick Isuming. In other news, Ghanaian enterprises are set to benefit from up to £1 million of investments by counterparts in the United Kingdom. Ghana has secured a new deal with the UK government that seeks to support economic recovery. Now, UK's Minister for International Business, Nigel Huddleston, spoke with my colleague Manuel Quaranteng after a signing in London.
We've launched and announced a new investor group as well, an investment group, to identify additional investment opportunities for British companies and others into Ghana. So it's part and parcel of a much wider package to build the relationship and the trading opportunities in particular. Yeah, the very purpose of these business council meetings and the committee meetings that we have around the trading arrangement is to identify what's working, and if there are problems, then we can try and resolve them and make things easier. Because there is always mutually beneficial opportunities here. We're great supporters of free and fair trade around the world, but we want to be trading even more. At the moment with Ghana, for example, I think the trading, bilateral trading is something like 2.2 billion, which is good, really, very good, but we can do so much more.
Nigel Huddleston is UK's Minister for International Business. Shareholders of Benso Oil Palm Plantation have approved a cumulative dividend payout of 2.74 pesos per share for shareholders for the 2022 financial year. The board, after reviewing the 2022 full-year performance, recommended the payment, which represents 45% of profit after tax and 95% increase over the previous year. Speaking to shareholders at his annual general meeting in the Western region, Chairman of the Board of BOP, Dr. Alfred Brymer, attributed the performance to factors including an increase in palm oil prices and prudent management of costs.
For 2022, total of 1.619 million was included in the profit that we're reporting, arising from an appreciation in the value of your plantation. This is basically just less than 1% of the total profit. So, our distinguished shareholders, it is absolutely clear that we are in business to make money. You're buying shares to make money, and the money that you make is in the form of dividends. So, our distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, the board, after reviewing the full year performance of the company in 2022, shall be recommending a final dividend of 0.9435 per share to be approved by the shareholders during this annual general meeting. This is in addition to an interim dividend of 1.1308 per share declared by the board after reviewing the year to October performance of the company.
Dr. Alfred Brymer is board chairman of Benso Oil Palm Plantation. Now, the Event Vendors Association of Ghana has expressed concern about the impact of utility tariff hikes and inflation on the operations. The association indicates the current exchange rate regime is not favorable, causing great distress within the space. Let's listen to President of the association, Kate Hassan.
When it comes to events, we have the logistic companies who supplies us to do our events. The dollar, the foreign exchange rates, everything. I mean, duties, taxes were they all went up, and it's really affected our industry. For instance, we used to do events between, event for guests between, our highest was up to 1,000, but last year our highest was 300, and some of them even cut up to 50. You get an event with 300 guests, and by the time on the D-day of the event or a week or two before the event, the client will come back and say, I'm having issues with money and all that, so we have to cut down to the number of guests.
Kate Hassan is president of the Event Vendors Association of Ghana. On Investor Eye today, never give your details to online app operators, loan app operators. Such information could be used to scam you or other unsuspecting people. Let's listen to Executive Director of the Data Protection Commission, Patricia Edusepoku.
So they are not allowed to establish themselves to process data. They don't exist as far as our records are concerned. And it's another reason why we are not able to pin this on an individual to discipline or to prosecute. They are online in various soft forms, and they are the mercy of platforms and people who use social media who choose to download them. And every time an individual chooses to download an app, they are not controlled, and they don't have to ask permission from any of us to download an app. Everyone can download an app. It's just that we need to educate the public, and this is what we are doing. This is why I'm speaking to you, to bring this to the attention of the Ghanaian public, that don't just click on any link that comes on your phone. Don't download these apps. Read the small print if there is one, or the agreement, the terms and conditions, and report them when you find them to the Commission, so we can also hold our peer institutions and regulators accountable.
That was Investor Eye. Do make a date on Thursday as well. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. On the currency market, the dollar going for 11 cedi 70 pesos. That's on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedi 60 pesos. The euro selling at 12 cedi 55 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil trading at $72 a barrel. Gold gained more than $2 billion. $2 is selling this morning at $1,960 an ounce. Cocoa is trading at $3,130 a ton after losing $45. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com. /business. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for listening. I feel like I'm getting $1 billion or something.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And look, if you get $1 billion, Ghana will look for you, because we need that money. This is a country that got $600 million, and we're celebrating. We're all over the place. Excited. $600 million. We're excited. And so if you get $1 billion, Daryl will look for you. We'll look for you and tap into your blessings.
$1 billion. In Jesus'
name. Amen. I know the bit about being careful what you download and everything.
The online scam.
The online scam, yeah. I'm sure you remember that audio that says, "I'm calling from so and so office." And the guy responds, "Emfa," and say, "Emfa," and yeah, bye-bye.
Charlie.
Sometimes people can do things. Anyway, thank you very much, Daryl Kwawu, for joining us with the Joy Business Report. Now time for our inspirational song, brought to us by Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes and water tank. Where Duraplast goes, water flows. And a CT prays with "You Are All I Need."
Your presence is heaven to me. Take me. There's no denying that you are here. Jesus, oh Jesus, you are here. You can lift your hands with me now. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, you are here. Sing your presence. Oh, with you